Who has the strongest shoe game at the den?
Ooh. You know what? I'm
actually start a war now.
No, you know what? I'll take this one on the chin.
All right.
Ty was the one who got me into shoes. He bought me my first ever pair of custom Dunks when we took him to his first national stage, which I was very fortunate for. And it started an addiction for me. But like I said,
Ty's not kidding. His office is full of it.
Yeah. Ty's been in this game longer than me. He understands shoes at a higher degree than me from the investment side of things. I for sure have grown my collection the fastest. I wouldn't say that I have the best collection. Ty has some really, really highly sought after expensive pairs. And he, like I said, he trades and flips shoes and has done this for a long period of time. I'll say for sure his collection is fucking gnarly. Nice. He has a lot of pairs that he just keeps on his shelf and doesn't wear. I think he's a little bit more removed from the flipping game now than he was back in the day, but that kid used to hustle, man. And like I said, he made a lot of money selling and buying shoes.
Awesome.
I've personally only ever sold one pair of shoes because I just didn't want it anymore. When I buy a pair of shoes, I keep them in my office and I rock them all. I don't do the dead stock thing for investments, to be honest with you, because I think if I'm going to invest in something, there's a lot more lucrative things to spend my money on. Yeah. I just love the shoes, and I'm a big guy that if you probably see me, chances are my shoes match my outfit.
Yes,
and I have a lot of outfits to go with my shoe game, and usually it's funny because I'll buy a pair of shoes and I'll buy an outfit and then I'll buy a expensive pair of shoes to go with the outfit versus people normally buy shoes and then buy a cheaper outfit to go with the shoes. I tend to a little bit do the opposite, but I'm all over the place. Whether I buy the outfit first, I'm like, fuck, I don't have a pair of shoes to go with this. I better buy a pair of shoes. Or I buy a pair of shoes and it's like, I need an outfit now to match this. And that's just who I am. It's kind of become fun, and it's, that's another thing we've created a culture with, dude. I'll be completely honest with you. If you walk around our gym, the amount of people wearing Jordans these days is crazy. And if you look within our team, I have a group chat with all my 100 and so athletes. The amount of people who have actually started wearing and buying Jordans in the last year and a half to 2 years.
They owe you some kind of royalty at this point, man.
It's hilarious. The amount of people that have said that, it's funny. But I love it, man. It's super cool because, again, it's that culture, and we have shit to talk about and joke about. Mm-hmm. And we refer, hey, like, check out this pair. This pair's awesome. Somebody's like, I love that pair you have on. I'm going to go buy that. Where do I get it? And I show them where I get mine and so forth.
And no one talks about the dollar value, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I try and explain to people, because when they see, I know we're getting way off topic here, but when they see the kind of things that my friends and I do, they think it's gloating or bragging because they put a value to it.
Yep.
Like, because a lot of my friends, they know all the different private jets and shit like that, and people think that that's because they're not there. They think, oh, someone's bragging. But as you step up your game, to me, if let's say I was 20 years old hearing this, oh my God, you guys are spending $300 to $700 a pair of shoes, would have blown my mind. I never had that kind of money.
Yeah.
To me, it's no different as you step your game up, and then it's something to talk about rather than what the value behind it is. It doesn't matter if it's a private jet and most people can't have it, or a luxury yacht that's 40 to 80 million. The excitement that people have talking about the options, the rarity, what's different about 100%. This, or I knew the 3 months that this was made. A group of like-minded people love that shit. Yep. Everybody on the outside just wants to judge it. I don't have that shoe game. I got a couple nice pieces that I wear when I have to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I got my Pumas on that I got at the outlet mall when I was in Vegas.
There you go.
$40.
100%. Right? And like you said, you could look at shoes like you look at designer watches, the Breitlings, the Rolexes and stuff, right? It's just, I think at a little higher level, there's only a few pairs of Jordans and stuff that are worth 10 to 12 to 14K. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, if you're buying those shoes, I think you're probably better off investing your money in something else. But that being said, those shoes, if you keep them dead stock and you don't wear them, they will go up in value over time, right? And the shoe game is something like that, which I'm not too crazy into it to the point that I'm only buying shoes based on an investment because I'm trying to make $150,000, $200,000 off a pair of shoes. If I get a rare pair of shoes, because again, we kind of do our research, and when Nike's doing a drop, we have access to U.S. accounts that we will have access to the U.S. sneakers app and so forth, and we'll try to get these drops. But it's a rare thing, right? Like, if you actually win a pair of sneakers on the Nike app, when they do a new drop for a shoe, it's very rare to win. And when you win, you don't get the shoe, you have to buy the shoe.
Yeah, you haven't won anything. You've won the right to spend money.
Yes, and you have to do your research knowing like how many pairs they made of this specific shoe, because if it's a limited amount of pairs in comparison to like 20,000 pairs per size, if they make 600 pairs in my size throughout the entire world, that's going to be a well sought after shoe.
Oh, yeah.
And if you win that draw, you're part of that club. Now you own that shoe, and that's where people will resell that, make $200, $300, $400 a shoe. I don't do that. I just don't have time to post shoes to make $300, to be honest with you.
No, you're past that game.
I'm the type of person that I bought that shoe because I really wanted that shoe, and I am a part of that quote unquote club, and I'll wear it when I want to wear it, but it might not be my everyday shit kicker, but I'll keep it on my shelf just to know that I have it.
Absolutely. And I purposely held that one off till the end because I wanted to show a different side to everything we do. We always, like, people come to me on financial stuff, and I just have to talk about it all the fucking time. Sometimes I just want to talk about, man, let's go for a cigar or some 100%, shit like that. It has nothing to do with anything else, but then all of a sudden the eyes light up because it's not something, we just spent, like, it's almost 2 hours talking about bodybuilding. Shit, man, let's talk about some shoes. And then
and I'll say one thing with that: don't buy Jordan mids. So there's lows, there's mids, and there's highs.
Oh, okay.
And mids are kind of frowned upon because the mid was basically, and this might sound super arrogant again, and I'm very new to the shoe game in the last couple of years, but the mid was actually never made to, like, the original Jordan shoe. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Air. If you haven't, watch it. It's really, really good. It talks about kind of the back end of the making of the Jordan shoe, with Phil Knight and all that kind of stuff. But basically, the mid was made to be a lower class option with cheaper materials so that people could be a part of the club that couldn't afford the Jordan High. And the Jordan High was actually a Jordan shoe made on the court, worn on the court by Michael Jordan. The Jordan 1 High, you name it, that was the original Jordan. Which they came out with the Lost and Found in the last year, I think a year and a half ago, roughly December was when it launched, and that was a replica of the first ever Jordan shoe made, which was,
what year would the original one have come out?
To be honest, I don't even remember.
That's got to be late 80s at that point, eh?
Yeah, I think it may have
Producer Mac, do you remember, was it 91? I just remember thinking, man, this is for shoot. Like, I grew up, we didn't have a lot of money.
This is a question, to be honest with you, that this speaks to the knowledge of the shoe game, where I would say Ty is more into it than me. He would know.
He'd know the production month of the very
for
first
sure,
one.
and he knows even Kobe's. You go into like that side of things. The shoes that would make money, Ty had back in the day and flipped them to make money. But 1985. Yeah, so that's the Lost and Found. So that I actually have that shoe that was re-released this year on the left there. But the original one is on the right there.
Yeah.
Great movie. If you haven't seen it, watch Air.
No,
it's really, really good. But so yeah, the mid kind of was not made, and then it was made way later for the people that couldn't be a part of the club per se. And that sounds super arrogant and whatnot.
No, that's the way of the world.
It's not the original shoe, right? There was lows and highs. The highs were actually worn on the court by Michael Jordan and so forth. And it's that legacy behind the shoe, right? Now, does that mean I think you're a goof if you wear mids or you're a loser? Absolutely not. Buy your fucking shoes and buy what you can afford, because they are cheaper, and a lot of them are made with cheaper materials and stuff. I'd rather somebody wear mids than a fake pair of Jordan 1 highs. I'll tell you that. We ain't even going there. You know what I mean? So, and that's just, again, I'm getting more and more into it as just for fun on the side. And when I see a nice pair I like, I'll buy it. Am I going to buy the Dior Jordan 1s that are $10,000? No, because if I have $10,000, like we talked about before this conversation, I'm probably buying a Rolex, because that will make more money and be a better investment over time, in my opinion. But those shoes will be worth something if you leave them in the box forever. And that's a thing, right? You wear one of those watches, chances are nobody will ever be able to tell you wore it. If you
keep in good shape, if you keep it in good condition. To nice events.
I'm telling you right now, you take a pair of Dior 1s out of a box and you wear them one time.
40% drop. Probably.
There's people that will know that. They'll look at the sole and know that you wore it for even once. And that shoe has fucking dropped a ton in value, right? So, I mean, it's all part of the same game, but a different game in the same breath. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's fun. That's why I do it. I think it's fun. It gives me something to collect that's not hurting me drastically. I can't afford to collect $200,000 whips. So,
different game.
Yeah.
But again, you got to be smart on that one too. But you know what? That's a whole different episode, man. I really appreciate you coming out today.
Thank you for having me, brother.
So, hey, we're wrapping that up. From behind the camera, we got producer Mac, got Braeden Miller here. All his credentials are going to be down in the description. You know who I am. I'm Chris. We're going to actually have his business partners at the gym on available eventually. We got Tyler going to come on. I think Dylan said yes as well. Absolutely. So for today, we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.